was fucking amazing, and the fights were amazing. The fights lived up to the to that epic card. I mean, and sometimes they don't live up to. You see a card and you see it on paper, and you're like, oh, you know, it looks great, and then it doesn't play out that way. This one looked on paper like it was going to be amazing, and I thought it was fucking amazing,
phenomenal. It was absolutely perfect. Personally,
well, we'll get to the fights individually. I mean, well, my experience though, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm super bummed out about Chris. Yeah. I mean, when it's just, I can't explain it. I mean, when you see I'm really close with my guys too. Like it sucks, man. It sucks seeing a friend of yours, because listen, it's a sport. We all know this, but it's the hurt business. Sure. So you see your friend like just get dropped in front of you and hurt. You know, it sucks, man. Cut open, you know, bleeding. It just is. I don't want to bring this thing. I don't want to make this thing a bummer, but it's
interesting.
Oh, so like,
how many people listening have ever cornered a fight? That's really interesting.
It's just so gut wrenching, and it's just like you just get your fucking guts ripped out, you know, and you see your buddy get taken out like that.
Did you think? Let me ask you, did you in that first round?
He had a great first round.
Fucking Chris.
Great first round.
Did you know? It seemed like Yoel had no idea how to time him or to get in, and Chris was much more aggressive than I thought he'd be.
And again, we're going to talk about the other fights, but we'll just talk about this.
Yeah, start with this one.
Special. You know, the first round started off great, and Chris, you know, because Romero is southpaw, it's very important when you shoot and when you're looking to take him down that if you just go to do a normal shot and the guy's southpaw, you're going to be going towards his powerful leg, his power side, whether it's his left hand or his left knee. So you could shoot like a speed demon, boom, get underneath. He just brings that knee forward an inch, you know, hips forward. You're going to go right into a knee. I mean, there's some fights that come to mind. One fight with what the same fighter is Carlos Newton versus Pele. Is a fight that comes to mind, which he took the knee and ended up weathering it and getting on top, and then I forgot how he finished him, but he submitted him. And then the same guy, Carlos Newton versus Anderson Silva, and he didn't survive that one. Right. That was both in Pride, and he took his freaking head off with that knee, like a jumping knee when he went to shoot. So you need your head always to the outside. So you see in the beginning when Chris was fighting, he'd be scooping up that leg, scooping up the lead leg, and that's how he got him down a couple of times in that first round. Hard to keep the guy down, but that's how he would do it. Yeah. So but it was working beautiful, and he was mixing it up as far as with the fakes, the feinting. Yeah. Like you don't know if he's striking, you don't know if he's looking for that leg. And his distance was good.
Do you think his aggressiveness took Romero a little? Cause I was surprised to see him as like he wasn't trying to give Romero. He was really aggressive. Were you surprised by that too?
I was just. He looked very sharp.
Very great in that first round.
Now the second round, the last 30 seconds probably lost him the round. Up until that, you know what I mean. I have to watch it again. When I was in the moment, I know we needed the third, because in the second round. I got to see the flurry where it was. At some point, whether Chris went to get up too quick or from a takedown scramble, I got to see it again, because it's not, you know, it's when I was in the moment. Sure. Anyway, he got on his back though. He got his back looking to put Chris down, and Chris was fighting his hands, hips forward, and making sure he was trying to get his back to the cage, because that way he can't be on the back. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Just like if you were on the ground and the guy's on your back and your belly up, you want to get your back to the floor. That way, if your back's to the floor, obviously he can't be on your back, and you just have to watch out for the mount. In this case, when you're standing, you want to get your back to the cage. That way, the guy can't follow you. You might still be up against the cage, but you know you're not getting thrown down. The guy's not jumping on the back with the hooks and whatnot. So Chris was doing a good job fighting it off, and then how the round ended was with Romero on top, looking to throw down some blows because he got that takedown. Right. So it was 1-1 going into the third round. We really stressed that he needed that last round, and he was coherent and he was responsive, and he said I felt good about it. I didn't get off that stool and I saw how tired Romero was. You know, so I'm thinking,
was he rocked at all though? Was he surprised by how Romero
he was
hit?
Good. He was good in between rounds. I mean, when I mean that is some guys are spaced out. Some guys it's like, yo, I can't get through to this guy. I feel like Chris knew he needed the round, and I'm not exactly sure the time of when he got caught, but it was pretty early in that third round.
The first 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I think, right?
Because he looked the part right there in that third round, like it was going to get it done, and then sure enough, it's almost like Or you got the time?
Yeah, it was 24 seconds. Like
Okay.
third round.
And again, every second's an eternity in there.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I remember feeling good about like what that third round. Like he's gonna take this. I felt good because the other guy looked worse.
A little tired, yeah.
Yes. And Chris could pick it up. I know Chris could fight for 5 rounds hard.
Sure.
So again, man, it's just like it's like a reaction. It's like if you're so used to shooting a certain way, even if you did the right thing the whole camp and you did it in sparring, it's like throwing a ball at your face. It's a reaction.
You just
so
react.
When the guy, I got to see when the guy went to either looks like he was going to whether he looked like he was going to strike, the mistimed the shot. His head went to the wrong side. Excuse me. His head went to the wrong side, and that's when he jumped at the same time right into that thing. And that's a bad combination with a powerful dude like that. So,
If he had gone to the proper side,
yes,
where would he have gotten hit?
No, he wouldn't have gotten hit.
Oh, he wouldn't have. Then he would have totally missed it. Okay.
So if you're in a mislead and I shoot to that side, to your power side, I'm shooting into the knee. If my head's coming to the outside, I'm outside of the knee. I'm scooping up, just like he did earlier.
Okay.
He keeps scooping up that leg. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's very unfortunate. And then, he got dropped and hurt. And the first thing I said was, he's hurt. He's hurt, and then, that sucks. And then, so then after that, for myself, I had to go backstage with Chris and the tent and this and that. And it's good that they stitch him up right there. That's nice. So
How bad was the gash?
The next fight, it was bad.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know how many stitches or anything, but so then the next fight was Joanna.
Can I actually jump in, man? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you guys annoyed in the corner at all? Because I was obviously rooting for Wyman about the water again with Romero.
Again, now before the fight, and Longo brought it up to Mario Yamasaki, who's a good guy who's I know forever, and was actually the first ref when I fought back at UFC 31. He was my first ref, Mario. Good guy though, I know him forever. But so we told him, we go, look, man, it's not only like the ice in between rounds or like on the floor, or like the last time he was on that stool for so long, he's known for like getting put, that type of shit, like getting all. Get the water all over. He's got to get wiped down, and
which gives you more time to breathe.
It's fucking tactics, man.
It gives you more time to relax.
What happened at the beginning of that second round? And about to start it, and all of a sudden, no, wait, get a towel. And Mario grabs the towel, rightfully, and right away we're just like, boom. We're like,
going, yeah.
You see us standing up, like, oh, dude, what the fuck? And then Romero, even to us, it was almost like, and it's weird because it's almost like after he fought Tim Kennedy, how he seems like a real nice guy. He's like, oh, like, sorry. But yet you're still doing it, man. And it's not like the first time you got caught with shit like that, like doing shit like that. So you think you'd be on your best behavior, but whatever. Anyway, but I don't want to be sour grapes. The guy won fair and square as far as the fight goes.
Yeah, it was a really good move.
It blows. But the only thing, and I'm going to, I seen Chris later that night, which I felt better about. We were in his room eating pizza later that night. Yeah. And
he knew he was doing well, and just it was one of those things.
Yeah, it's just listen, my thing to him is I've lost 2 in a row, and got cut from the UFC, and I came back to have the best fights I've ever had.
Oh right,
and went on to win the title. You know what I mean? So there's no reason, he's far from getting cut. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same situation,
right.
But and I'm not nearly as I feel he's way more talented. So I think he's gonna. I think it's just a bump in the road, and he'll be back.
Yeah, of course.
But as far as then I met up with you after the Joanna fight, because what I did, and we'll get into all those fights, but right after Chris fought, I was with Chris for a while and his family, and then when he went to get stitched, my buddy Abe had got a skybox, so I went up to the skybox and I met up with him and Pete Drago's cell and some of our crew, and I had a few shots of Patron. Liquor doesn't answer everything. It's not the answer for everything, but I was depressed. So they had some like ravioli up there. They had some nice catering and shit. So I ate some of that, and I did a few shots with the guys, and then I came down and hung out with you the rest of the night.
Yeah, I was wondering where I thought Matt might have left. I sent you a text. I hope Chris didn't go to the hospital, and Matt went with him.
I'll tell you right now.
I didn't expect to see you.
Yeah, if Chris would have went to the hospital, I definitely would. I would have jumped with him, man, because I fucking
sure
whatever. But he didn't. He had to get stitched up there, which is great.
And he didn't have a headache or anything. He was okay.
No, he
He's a
did
tough
good.
guy,
He was
man.
answering all the questions. Even if you see him in the post fight thing afterwards, which you probably saw, he sounded great. You know, and he's still got his. You know, he's answering all the questions. He's got his marbles. It was just more of the cuts. You know, but so then you know you know, a lot of times if my guys lose, I just leave the arena.
Sure.
I just go back. But I'm like, you know what? This is such an epic event, and I know how the tickets were such a hard thing to get, and he gave us such good tickets. I'm like, let me take one fight off, and then I'm going to go down there and try to enjoy the rest of this thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not like the guys. I'm like, that's what Chris would have wanted. No, but I'm not. You know what I mean? It's not like the guy. But you know, I just, you know, it's depressing. But I got my head back in the game, and I had a great time with you the rest of the night. You know.